Welcome, tribe. Super happy to have you. Thank you for watching. I'm very excited to present you today in one of our next sessions the amazing Colleen. She's my new guru. And I have learned so much, and she has such amazing wisdom. So she has been sharing with us in the last weeks. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, would you just like to introduce yourself a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, sure. So, hi, MOON.RISE tribe. So great to meet you and be with you. My name is Colleen Schell. I run The Crew, which is a success incubator for entrepreneurs in paradise. So it's run out of Bali. So a lot of entrepreneurs from around the world come to Bali in order to get trained up by me and to be in a community of people who have their butt on the line and are really expanding themselves into growing into creating more success for themselves and their business, and really ultimately to make the difference they want to make in the world.
So she's amazing at it.
Simona is a participant right now.
Yes. So I've been in the crew for the last weeks, and it's been super exciting. And actually, even the whole idea with MOON.RISE originated from working together and also feeling empowered through the crew and through the support of this community. And so that's really important. So I thought it would be amazing, Colleen, if you could share a little bit. So the name of this platform is MOON.RISE. And it's really about rising. How can we allow ourselves to rise, to step up, to empower ourselves, and also to support each other?
Yeah. Yeah, so when I think, I mean, it's such a juicy question, you know, when you have a frame like how can we rise and help other people to rise? I love how it's framed. So thank you for giving me this great question to think about and to answer.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would say is, you know, in order for me, and I can just talk about me, you know, and what I feel like and what has happened in my life, in order for me to be able to rise more fully is me understanding myself more and more and self-love and acceptance.
Yes.
So going to work on really what's stopping me from showing up the way I want to show up and being honest with myself and taking responsibility and not being a victim of anything, taking responsibility for how things are going.
Yes.
And one of the things I train is emotional intelligence. I used to do emotional intelligence training for leaders in corporate America. And the biggest thing that we started to digging out at is how can we be responsible for how our lives go? And we can always be responsible for how we react. And we can't necessarily be responsible for the circumstances that we have to deal with, but we can always be responsible for how we react to those circumstances. And when we take that responsibility and take it in, like, okay, this circumstance is coming at me, you know, what is it that I want to do that would really help me stay committed to the outcome I want here, as opposed to committed to my stories or my beliefs or my conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, we don't really know the stories and the beliefs and the conditioning. Mm-hmm. So going to work on, you know, finding out more about yourself is like, why do I show up the way that I show up? Why do I say what I say? Why do I react to things how I react to things? Because something can happen and there's can be a lot of people in the same situation and everyone has a different reaction to it. Mm-hmm. And that's because of their beliefs, their stories, and the conditioning they have from the past that's driving their action right now. So in emotional intelligence, we start dissecting, like, okay, what are the emotions I'm feeling? So when something happens, do I feel, you know, I might be feeling angry or sad or even joyous. Why am I having this emotion? What is going on in the background that's having me show up this way? And then when you start seeing that, you can say, like, okay, is this the appropriate emotion for the situation and also the appropriate emotion that's going to get me the result that I'm looking for? And in order for me to calibrate that, like, so sometimes you're like, well, I don't know. How do I calibrate? What am I measuring that up against? And one of the things that I measure up against is I've just created my values as a way of being. Like how I'm committed to being in the world. I've created those values, and which are love, joy, and bold courage. So these are the three things I'm always calibrating myself up against. Like, so something comes at me, I react, I take a pause, hopefully before I react, not all the time, I take that pause and I say, is this inside my values? Am I reacting loving, joyous, or with courage? And if not, I always think I take a step back. Now, this takes a lot of training because, as you know, you don't choose to get angry, you just get angry. So when you create that space between you feeling anger and then you reacting from anger, take a pause, take a space, take a breath, and say, is this action going to actually get me committed to love, joy, and bold courage for myself? And all of a sudden, when I am reacting from my values, I'm rising. I'm like, oh, and I'm so proud of myself, and I'm creating these amazing, magical, situations and interactions with people that weren't possible before when I didn't have that way of calibrating myself. I didn't have my values defined and what I was committed to. I just thought, oh, I'm getting angry. I'm just at the effect of my emotions. And now it's like and I fail. I don't want to say that I've always succeeded at this. I fail a lot. But I know I'm failing, which is awesome. I'm like, okay, that didn't work.
We all do, don't we? It's like, it's not that easy.
And that's where the self-compassion and self-love comes in. It's like, okay, I was committed to this and I failed at it. It's like I failed to create that outcome that I really wanted. So, but when I do succeed in creating more love, more joy, more courage around me, it's just, I become more, I have the experience of being more capable. I have the experience of being more confident. I have the experience of being more connected. And that's reflected to me by people telling me things like, you're the most loving person I've ever met. I get that reaction sometimes. And I'm like, what the what? Yes.
Wow. So you're actually putting it out there and it's coming back.
Yeah, so I'm having evidence back to me that it is actually coming back.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I can really see that my commitment of rising in love, rising in joy, rising in courage. And that's a beautiful framework. So thank you for that, because you do fail. So you're not constantly in it, but you're rising into it, rising in. That's cool.
And it's a continuous practice, no?
Yeah. Yes.
But I love the idea of having these three kind of aims that always they kind of lift you towards where you want to rise.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful. So would you say it's a good practice for everyone to define these three
hands down
values? Like, what do you stand for? How do you want to be perceived? How do you want to contribute in the world?
Yeah. And it just goes back into, we all love the Gandhi quote, be the change you want to see in the world. But we don't have really access. Like, we love it, but we're like, well, what does it mean? So these ways of being as a value actually give you that access to use that quote.
Wow.
Because Gandhi didn't say, do the change you want to see in the world. He said, be the change you want to see in the world. So how you're being has a huge impact on what you do, how people react to you, how you react to others. So this is this is a way of calibrating yourself and understanding how it is you want to impact the world, how you want to change the world. And it's a very simple way that I coach people in order to find out their values. And it is an experiment. But for the exercise purpose, if you guys want to think for yourself what value, how who you want to be in the world and what you want to claim as your values. I mean, we have a lot of values. I'm not saying I'm only love, joy, and bold courage, but those are the three things that I know will make a difference for me and for others. And it is the change I want to see in the world. I want to see more love. I want to see more joy, and I want to see more courage. I want to see more courage coming from love and joy, right? It's like, think about how courageous it is to get up here and share your voice, like how beautiful the things you're doing right now, Simona.
Thank you. I also felt really empowered from the experience you're taking us through. So, yes.
Yeah. So, so like I said, if you guys want to do it, the best way to start experimenting with it is just ask yourself, if you left the room, what would be the 1 to 3 ways that you would want to be described? Do you want to be just like, so it's like Simona, if I was like, okay, you just left the room and I was talking to someone about Simona. Oh my God, you have to meet Simona. She's like X, Y, and Z. Yeah. She's powerful, generous, and, creative. Or, what are the 3 things that really you want to be described as?
Love it.
And then it informs your actions. If I was being powerful right now, what would I say?
Yes.
If I was being creative right now, what would I do?
Wow.
You know, if I was being whatever right now, how would I react? So, you know, when I'm at the cafe and I'm late and the barista is like getting my order wrong and I'm frustrated and I just want to be like, can you just get... I'm like, okay, who I say is loving. What would love do right now?
Powerful.
Yeah, okay, love might say, hey, you know, I'm actually in a real hurry. Is there any way we can figure out how to make this work a little faster?
Yeah.
Or love might do, I'm going to be 15 minutes late. You know, to the person that created the conversation. Like, you know, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be 15 minutes late. Apologies.
Yeah.
Just knowing there's nothing I can do to get this barista. My screaming at them is not going to really change anything. It's just going to make them upset, me upset. And I walk away thinking about, but instead, it's like create something else.
Wow.
Or at least I try again. You know, it's just a
practice.
practice. Yeah.
But it feels like they are like anchors.
Yes.
You know, kind of the anchor us back into the space where we want to come from.
Yeah.
Super powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Colleen.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
This is amazing. I hope you really enjoyed. I hope you're gonna love to do this exercise and start really implementing it and experimenting with it in your life. And it would be amazing if you can let us know, share some comments, share a bit about how do you feel, maybe share about what are the values that you want to stand for. Be brave. Just share it. We are all friends of friends, so you can actually already be committed to it.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah,
so
it would be great.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Colleen.
You're welcome.
It's so amazing to have you.
You're so welcome.
And we're gonna share more information about, you know, how to get coaching with you. If you want to join the crew, it's an amazing program.
Yeah.
So we're gonna post some links.
Yeah, great.
We're gonna post some links, and you can check it out and find out more about Colleen and follow her beautiful work.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simona. So beautiful. May we all rise together. Bye.